Okay, so welcome to episode 3. Now we are diving deeper. The episode is all about ethical practices in IVF. So, my first question is what are some of ethical concerns surrounding IVF?
So uh, there are so many ethical concerns. If we start to talk about, the first is during the first consultation. After the first consultation, there should be the transparency regarding the success rate in particular that case. If we are going with the patient's gametes, then what is their actual success rate we are expecting for? Whether there is any need for donor egg or there is need for donor sperm, clear during the same consultation. Third, there should be no hidden charges. Just tell them what all is included in the package, what all is excluded in the package. This is the biggest concern, I should say. Fourth, if you say what will be done about their unused embryos, what is about the welfare of their unused embryos? In many patients like PCOS, when the woman is having more oocytes than the any normal lady has, then there will be definitely more number of embryos will be formed. Many patients keep those embryos frozen for the next 2 years or next 3 years so that they can plan the second baby or the third baby from those frozen embryos. But if they don't want to freeze it, like if the patient is having twins in the first pregnancy, then what should be done? So we take the legal consent, either we perish the embryos, we can give it to some research center. There are many research centers, many centers are registering themselves to research centers with via consent of the patient, we can donate the embryos for the research purpose. Otherwise, we perish the embryos. And the third option, if the patient is willing, we will keep the embryos frozen for till many years, till they want. Maximum limit is 10 years.
I wonder if people are sharing this embryos to research because nobody wants to. There are people, I feel in India, people are very much possessive about their.
But instead of perishing those embryos, I think research is better. Something for research. You would be hurt also, no? If your embryos are perished or they are throwing them in dustbin. There is no other way to perish.
It's kind of donating your organs after your death. Okay, I get it.
And one more ethical instance, there is no regulatory bodies regulating the advertising policy, which should be done by those. There should be some policies regarding or controlling the advertising policies. Like you have seen, this cream will make you fair and lovely.
Okay.
These types of advertisements should be curbed.
Okay. So now, next question is, okay, because of this advertisement you talk, how people can ensure that this is our kind of clinic, this is a perfect IVF clinic.
See, before 2 years, if we say there was no such, we could make it, this is a good center. People used to follow what their relatives told them or what their friends have recommended, go to this center, go to this center. But since the last 2 years, there is a term known as level 2 clinic. Just check the ART, whether the center has level 2 ART clinic license, legal license or not.
Okay.
That if the license is there, still you can ensure that 90% it's ethical center because they check the degrees of all the manpower working there, from doctor, from counselor, from anesthetic, only the manpower having the proper recognized degrees are eligible to work in level 2 ART clinic. Second, they check the infrastructure. All the infrastructure mentioned in the ART law 2022, that should be there in the center. Then only the center will get the ART level 2 license. So this is the first thing you should check about your center.
How can I know that?
You can ask your doctor.
That's a basic right?
Yeah, that's the basic right, and the license will be displayed at either in the consulting room or in the waiting area.
Okay.
You can see the license anytime. You can see. Yeah.
Okay. And this is something very valuable info. Okay. So the third question is yes. In normal any hospital or multi-speciality hospital, there is a regulatory body NABH. So in this IVF, what regulatory body is ensuring that ethical practice?
Just I told you, like before 2 years, we have only ICMR guidelines, like Indian Council of Medical Research. They issued guidelines, not the law. It is up to the center whether they follow it or not to be followed. But now we have ART law properly passed and properly now it is in the legal book. Since January 22 January 2022, we have to follow it. Otherwise, the doctors will have to pay for unbillable
Okay,
punishments.
so this is just happened now.
This is now. This is the. We have now our Ramayana. We have our now Bible. We have to follow it.
Okay, now
There is
it's-
no right or left.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So this happened because of multiple people are preferring IVF.
No, because many centers used to do unethical practices previously. This law is mainly just to ensure the safety of the donors, and especially the oocyte donors. Because previously, any lady, whether married or unmarried, even the before like they are 16 years of age, their family were pushing them to donate the oocytes for financial reasons. The mothers, the relatives are pushing their girls into this business. So now there is a legal guidelines. Your donor must be married, must be minimum 23 years of age, must be having one single child of 3 years age. Then only she is eligible to donate the eggs.
Okay, so wiki donor nahi ban
Yeah,
sakte.
no.
Okay, so that's the end of beautiful episode. See you in next one.
Thank